I used to have these videos where I'd sit out on my deck with a glass of whiskey, camera and everything set up, and just kind of talk to you guys. I haven't done one of those for a while. Tonight's going to be one of those nights. Just got something on my mind I just want to kind of hash out. I don't have a script. I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm going to say, but I got my whiskey. And here I am. It's a little bit warmer in the basement than it is outside anyway. The topic I want to talk about today is why even respond to some of these people on the internet? This is a question that I get from people a lot. It's not just a question, but it's almost criticism that I get from people. They'll say, hey, why do you waste your time on these people? You're never going to convince them that you're right and they're wrong. I've even heard people say, never get into an argument with a moron because they will bring you down to their level. I understand where these people are coming from, but unfortunately, they're missing the point. The point is not that I'm going to convince these people that they're wrong. The point is that they are out there and they are very loud, and what they're saying is not true. And you cannot just stand by and let people yell and scream stuff that is not true without having the truth out there. I believe regardless of what you might feel is futile, I guess, you still have a responsibility to come out and speak the truth. Like, what is that saying? The only thing required for evil to flourish is for good men to do nothing. Right now, there's a tremendous amount of evil in this world, and its message is being spread, and it's not being stopped. Nobody is doing anything to stop it. We're being told, listen, don't stoop to their level. Don't play their game. Just let them speak, and they will stop. But the thing is, they're not stopping. Right now, it's 2022. 10 years ago, in 2012, there was a man named Trayvon Martin. He was killed, and the story that got spread about why he was killed, they said, well, he was a young black man carrying Skittles and a Snapple and was wearing a hoodie. So people started wearing hoodies around as some kind of sign of protest. It had nothing to do with the fact that he was approached by somebody and beat the ever-living shit out of that guy. Then in 2014, 2 years later, we had a guy named Michael Brown, this message of hands up, don't shoot, remember? The information came out that he didn't have his hands up. He wasn't on his knees begging not to be shot. He was assaulting a police officer, trying to get that police officer's gun, trying to murder a police officer. He had just committed a strong-arm robbery prior to him being shot and killed. The truth about what happened did not spread the way the lies did. That continues to this day. Even when you get to cases like Derek Chauvin and George Floyd, it was a bad incident. Everybody believes it was a bad incident. Everybody acknowledged that it was a bad incident. But for some reason, every single police officer in the country became Derek Chauvin. We know this is not true. There was also the Breonna Taylor no-knock warrant, that it was proven it was not a no-knock warrant. And it was her boyfriend, who was just awarded, by the way, $2 million, who fired on police officers, was using her as a shield, causing her death. But that's not the narrative that was spread. And the narrative that was spread was so loud that people were demanding police reform. So what was the result? Our police departments are being gutted and neutered. The result of that has been chaos across the country. Violent crime has risen and is not receding. In my city, we're being told that homicides are down 40% this year, but that is so far from the truth. It is actually a flat out lie. The average number of homicides in the city where I live for the 10 years prior to 2020 was less than 100. The city, I believe, is sitting at about 150 or 160 right now. That means that homicides are still up 50%. But the lies are being spread more than the truth, with voices that are louder than the truth. I feel like it's my job, and it's the responsibility of every single person who is aware of the truth to stand up and tell the truth. When people are telling lies, it's your job, it's your responsibility to stand up and be louder than they are. The truth needs to be louder than the lies. I feel that strongly. I believe that to the core of my being. So when I'm out there spreading my message, replying to people, responding to people, and making videos about them, I'm not trying to convince them. I'm just telling the truth. And I'm making sure that the truth is heard. If you're aware of the truth as well, you also have a responsibility to spread that same message. Our communities and our country and our lives literally depend on it.